Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new box office breakdown show here at Max Talks Movies. We're going to break down the box office from August 26th to the 28th, as well as breaking down the worldwide and domestic 2022 charts. My name is Max Nimberg. Welcome back to a brand new box office breakdown show at Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, including one I'm dropping at the same time as this, the new Netflix film Me Time, as well as other TV show reviews, movie rankings, and this show every single Monday. So please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What did you see this past weekend? What are you going to see this upcoming weekend with not really anything new coming out in theaters? And please like the video, guys. The thumbs up button. That's how you support the channel. Let's just get right into the box office this weekend. We had three really new releases hit theaters this weekend. Two did not do well. And I guess we have some breaking, records to break here. The Invitation was the only new movie of the week to get into the top 5 this weekend. And it's at number 1, making $6.8 million, a shockingly low opening number, not just because it's a low number, but it's at number 1 for the weekend. This is the lowest number 1 movie in an August in over 20 years. This is record being broken here by the low number here with 3 new movies hitting theaters, even though they're not really big whatsoever. Just shockingly low numbers for this film. So The Invitation is from Sony Pictures. They didn't, I mean, the only promotion that I saw from this movie was just going to the movie theater and seeing the trailer. I didn't see ads for it that often. So clearly not a lot of people saw it as well, but 6.8 million for an opening week. And this is not just for The Invitation, but for the whole weekend, it's a really low number and not a good number because and maybe tells us what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, because there's not really any new major releases. I mean, new movies of major release coming up for the next month, really until Don't Worry, Darling and maybe even you can say The Woman King, I think in mid-September, but The Woman King and Don't Worry, Darling, they're only kind of big movies coming out, if you want to think they're big movies coming out in September. So we shall see. We're also going to preview the month of September on the channel because this is the last August box office breakdown show. In second place is Bullet Train. Bullet Train coming in its 4th weekend, making 5.6 million, 30% drop off, and it's a $78.2 million weekend for Bullet Train. The Bullet Train's up to 78.2 domestically, and it seems like this is also from Sony Pictures as well. But Bullet Train does not look to get to $100 million, which I think is a big time disappointment for the amount of marketing, cast, and just the buildup for Bullet Train. This is a pretty underwhelming domestic number for Bullet Train, especially with a pretty big time lead with Brad Pitt, who, as I talk about every week since this movie came out, has just not been a proven box office mega person. Talk about someone who can't get butts in seats. Sadly, is one of my favorite actors working today. And that coming in 3rd place this weekend is Beast. Beast is in its 2nd weekend of release. It dropped 58% in its 2nd weekend, 4.8 million. It's up to 20 million domestic in 2 weekends. But the bigger disappointing number, as we'll talk about Beast in a second, but Idris Elba had another movie come out this week, the new George Miller film with him and Tilda Swinton called 3,000 Years of Longing. That movie made 2.9 million and is at number 7 this week. Huge, and sadly for Idris Elba, it is back-to-back really flops. And 3,000 Years of Longing could be the biggest bomb at the box office in 2022. I think it has around $60 to $80 million budget. And to get only 2.5 million in their opening weekend, this probably will be one of the biggest bombs of the year. So a rough couple of weeks for Idris Elba, even though he has 2 new movies hitting theaters, they both have pretty much flopped at the box office. Not flopping at the box office, we'll talk some positive news, is that Top Gun Maverick is still in the top 5, even though this past week it was available to rent or buy on digital. Top Gun Maverick made 4.7 million in its 14th weekend. It has a 78%, a 691 domestic now for Top Gun Maverick, closing in on 700. Even though this film this past Tuesday was available to rent or buy digitally, people still want to see this in theater because there's also just not a lot of new stuff hitting theaters with enough interest as Beast from Universal, Top Gun Maverick from Paramount just continues to keep doing well. And I think we'll get a boost on Labor Day weekend. We'll see. It's only been in 14 weeks. 1 week, it was not in the top 5. Other than that, 13 of the 14 weeks it's been in theaters, it has been in the top 5. Just an amazing, amazing story. This movie came out all the way in the last week of May. And here we are about to head into September, and it is still in the top 5. Just amazing, amazing story. And wrapping up the top 5 in its second weekend is the new Dragon Ball film, Dragon Ball Super Hero. Dropped 78%. That's a $4.5 million movie, so 30.7 domestically in 2 weekends. That is a monster drop for Dragon Ball Superhero, which does make sense because it feels like if you're an anime fan, you go on opening weekend. Clearly, they're getting enough of the other people wanting to join in. So while Dragon Ball got a great opening with a $20 million opening last week, it had an absolute monster drop-off, near 80% drop-off in its second weekend. So we'll see if it can keep hanging in the top 5, but 30 domestically, it's not bad, but the drop-off is pretty rough for this movie. Let's go into the top movies of the year domestically, where, as I said earlier, Top Gun Maverick is still the #1 biggest movie of the year domestically, 691 domestic. Amazing. Can it get to 700? That's the question. Doctor Strange is at #2 with 411. Jurassic World Dominion has some big time numbers coming up. We'll talk about worldwide, but domestically, it's not really moving with 374. It is already available digitally, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it'll be on Peacock very soon, if it not is already. Batman's #4 with 369. Minions is at 354. 336 is where Thor: Love and Thunder is, and then the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is #7 with 190. Uncharted is at 148. 147 for Elvis. Elvis will now be, after I think a good couple of weeks, being only available to rent or buy this upcoming Labor Day weekend. On September 2nd, which is this upcoming Friday, Elvis will be available finally on HBO Max without extra cost. And Lightyear is #10 with 118. Nope is at 117. It is already available on digital, so it did not get over Lightyear as I thought it would. And The Lost City is the other $100 million film at 105. When we look at the worldwide charts here this past weekend, sorry, 1 second. Top Gun Maverick is still the #1 biggest movie of the year and is the only billion-dollar movie with 1.4 billion. Out of nowhere, Jurassic World Dominion is now the #2 movie of the year. It looked like it would be a miracle for it to get to $1 billion, but it is at 990 million worldwide, with 615 of it coming internationally, and only 38% of it coming domestically. So huge numbers for Jurassic World Dominion internationally. Will probably not be the last movie this franchise has, because I think both Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World are both billion-dollar movies. And now Dominion needs just 10 more million to get to $1 billion. That'll be the question. Can Jurassic World Dominion be the second movie of the year to get to $1 billion? Doctor Strange is at 952. That won't be moving anywhere. Minions: The Rise of Gru leaps, as we said, the Batman earlier, at 868. Batman's at 767. Thor: Love and Thunder is at 746 and #6. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore is #9 at 404. And also at 401 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So as I said, there really isn't anything new coming out in theaters this upcoming weekend, but it is also National Cinema Day. And on Saturday at most movie theaters worldwide, they are $3 tickets with a free snack. So I think they know that nothing's coming out and they want to get you to the theater as much as possible. So that is what is it's National Cinema Day. So if you want to check that out, you can definitely do so. Coming out this upcoming weekend in theaters, you have the extended 11 minutes of extra content of Spider-Man No Way Home. That's releasing on Friday in theaters. It has 11 more minutes of extra content and of deleted scenes. So that will be coming out this weekend. Also releasing both in theaters and simultaneously on Peacock is the Sundance hit Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul, starring Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown. As I said, in theaters and on Peacock on Peacock. And then let's preview the month of September here as we're wrapping up this video. After Ever Happy, I believe, is the last film in the After franchise of the trilogy. It's only available in theaters for 2 days, and it comes out September 7th. That's like the Harry Styles fanfic that a lot of people just keep talking about. That's coming out in theaters on September 7th for 2 days only. Coming out September 9th is a horror film called Barbarian, starring Bill Skarsgård. That's coming out September the 9th. Clerks 3 will be in theaters for a couple of days. That comes out September 13th. Then coming out September 16th, which I think is the next big movie, which is now a couple of weeks from now, is The Woman King. This is the true story starring Viola Davis, John Boyega, and LaShonda Lynch. That's coming out September 16th. Then coming out September 23rd is the big Olivia Wilde, which is getting a lot of press. The new Olivia Wilde, Harry Styles, and Florence Pugh movie, Don't Worry, Darling. That's coming out exclusively in theaters on September 23rd. And the new horror, a couple new films coming out September 30th, which is Smile, the new horror film that's been getting a lot of traction. And then Bros, the new Billy Eichner comedy movie, is also coming out September 30th. So a pretty slow month of September, but I'll be back here every week giving you movie reviews, box office breakdown show every single Monday. Trust me, even though there might be not a lot of big movies, there's still box office to talk about. So please subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you guys.